Welcome to the Manx Theatre Podcast.
Come on to the theatre.
Hello! Welcome back to episode 74 of the Manx Theatre Podcast with me, Neil Callin. Thank you to everyone who's listened to our previous episodes. If you're brand new to the podcast, welcome along and thanks for joining us. In this podcast, we like to try and keep you up to date with what's going on in theatre in the Isle of Man, chatting to the cast and creatives of upcoming shows to find out a little bit more about the shows and the people behind them, and also what our Manx born and bred performers are doing further afield.
Coming up on this week's podcast,
I chat with Saoirse Coyle-Carroll and Ewan MacFarlane from the Service Players, ahead of their production of a new version of Henrik Ibsen's The Doll's House, which runs at the Ballakermeen Studio Theatre from this Thursday the 20th to Saturday the 22nd of November. You can still listen to all of our previous episodes through all the usual podcast outlets and at manxradio.com/podcasts. Whilst you're there, if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to give us a like, a 5-star review, and click subscribe or follow or whatever it is you need to do to make sure that you never miss an episode. Giving the podcast a review raises its profile and helps make it easier for other listeners to find us. The Manx Amateur Drama Federation have recently elected a new chairman in Leandra Lawler. They are also updating their Facebook page to include regular What's On posts. I'll be catching up with Leandra in the next episode to talk all things MADFA and their plans for the future. Speaking of MADFA, entries are now open for Young Actor of Man 2026. Applications need to be submitted by the 10th of January 2026. A decision has been made to rest the Easter Festival in 2026, but there will still be a one-act festival, which returns to the Erin Arts Centre on the 12th to 14th of March. Applications are open for this festival too, but be quick, the deadline for applications is the 1st of December. This coming weekend, Two Feathers are holding their auditions for their July 2026 production of Come From Away. Come From Away is set over 5 days in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 terror attacks and tells the stories of the locals of Gander, Newfoundland, and the passengers of the 38 jumbo jets forced to land there. Best of luck to everyone who's auditioning. Away from the island, last week Samantha Barks embarked on her cathedral tour, which runs through to the 21st November, with stops at Lichfield, Chester, Portsmouth, Carlisle, Lincoln, Llandaff and Durham cathedrals. Sam has also recently been involved in the Les Mis 40th anniversary concerts, and has also recently announced she'll be taking on the role of Charity Barnum in a new stage production of The Greatest Showman the Musical, alongside Oliver Thompson in the lead role of P.T. Barnum. The show will be running at the Bristol Hippodrome from the 15th of March 2026 for a strictly limited season, presumably before heading off into London. Other new shows that have recently been announced include the first full UK production of Something Rotten, with Jason Manford in the lead role of Nick Bottom, who, along with his brother, is trying to outdo his rival, William Shakespeare, and through the help of a soothsayer, creates the first musical. Something Rotten runs at the Manchester Opera House from June the 16th to July 2026, when it should hopefully transfer into London's West End. Another revival is Avenue Q, which will run at London's Shaftesbury Theatre from March 20th to August 29th, 2026. In other news, the Isle of Man Arts Council are seeking a new arts administrator to join their team. The deadline for applications is the 24th of November, and a link to the application site can be found on the homepage of their website. The December funding application deadline is also looming close, and submissions need to be submitted through their website by the 21st of November. This episode has been made possible by funding from the Isle of Man Arts Council. For full details of the funding available and the application deadlines, check out their website at iomarts.com. That's it for now, but make sure you keep up to date with what's going on between episodes by following Manx Theatre Podcast on both Facebook and Instagram.
you're listening to the Manx Theatre Podcast.
I'm joined on the podcast now by Saoirse Coyle-Carroll and Ewan MacFarlane from the Service Players, ahead of their production of Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House, which runs at the Ballakermeen Studio Theatre from Thursday the 20th to Saturday the 22nd of November. Saoirse, Ewan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
And this is first time for both of you as well, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
We're getting to the point now that we're 73, 74 episodes in where people are coming back around and again. So it's nice to get new people to come into the podcast that have not been here before.
Definitely.
Well, thanks for having us.
You're both here today to talk about A Doll's House, which is the Service Players play coming up. This is a Henrik Ibsen play. So this is quite an old one. This is what, originally 1879-ish, something like that?
Yeah.
But this is a newer version, is it? This was updated by Amy Herzog back in 2023, so only a couple of years ago then. So still quite fresh and new. So for those people who don't know about the story, give us a rough idea of what we can expect.
Wow. I feel like I should give that to the main my main co-star.
So the story follows Nora Helmer and her life with her husband and her kids. It's very much a story about relationships and women. I've always said it's kind of a fundamental feminist literature piece. I don't know if you know, but when it originally got done, it was banned because of the themes in it. It was giving women too many ideas back in the day.
Heaven forbid.
I know. I don't want to give away too much because there's obviously big things that happen. But yeah, it's fundamentally a thing about relationships between partners and what that should look like and what love looks like, and also friendship. Like, it's a massive friendship piece. But fundamentally, I think it's about women and their struggle with where they fit in society and trying to fit a mould of who they should be and what they should be, but also kind of for Torvald as well.
Yeah.
Because he has those struggles.
In regards to Torvald and Nora, the idea it's still relevant today with when we're not really setting it when the play is meant to be set. Mm-hmm. It's reflective of how people find themselves in society and how they feel that people see them outside of their home, as opposed to what they're like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And that's the main theme in this, that my character of Torvald is trying to present this pillar of society, and like there's no kind of like moral ambiguity, but there's a lot of it. And we find out as the story unravels that this strict, strong man is quite the contrary.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's it's definitely a piece about sort of where everyone fits in society and if there's pressures, how that affects a person. Mm-hmm. And Nora is quite innocent and naive. Yeah. So I think she feels that less than the other characters around her because she just doesn't really have an awareness of it. So yeah, that was a long answer to your question, but I guess, it's a fundamental piece about it.
I think that the most interesting thing is it takes place over 3 days. And the transformation that Nora goes through in that 3 days is quite amazing. So to say that she's naive, I believe she's still naive when she does
absolutely
make a choice near the end. But it's quite the journey that happens in the space of 2 hours.
Yeah.
For us
Whiplash.
performing it. Never mind the audience watching it. Yeah. So it's very much a play that when asked to audition for it, it was difficult to not say, well, I'll have a go and hope to get it. I know that Saoirse was completely sold on it. I have to admit, a little bit embarrassed. I had heard of it, but I never knew anything about it. So it's been quite an interesting something to understand that it's one of the most performed plays after Shakespeare. And as a thespian, not knowing that, I shouldn't be announcing it on a podcast.
So you are Nora and Torvald, husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the original play was set over 3 acts as well. So I guess that each act is a different day then, I guess.
Do you know what? I've not thought about it like that. It might be. To be honest, we are completely shell-shocked by the end of it.
Yeah.
Because it's non-stop. Mm-hmm.
That makes
sense.
But we're not doing it over 3 acts.
Yeah.
We've split it into 2. But so the first act is it's longer than the
first
second.
act is the plays act 1 and 2 together.
Everything goes to hell in the second act.
But it's all kind of condensed down a little bit, though.
Yes, completely. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it when you're performing it. It's full on, but I think it's
massively condensed.
You know you've worked hard by the end of it anyway.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I've done a workout.
Shattered
by the end
after
of it,
the rehearsals, aren't we?
Yeah.
But what I like about the play is it's difficult to say it without sounding a bit, I don't know, snooty. We don't have a set. We don't have props.
Or costume.
Well, but we're all wearing black.
So you are clothes. That's good.
Yes.
It's very. We are clothed.
Not
yes.
That would be a different play.
Yeah. My wife would have serious reservations about it. So I think this. It's pure acting, and it asks a lot of us to convey the characters with not having much to play with.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, bouncing off of one another. So,
But it's amazing how in that kind of black box set, how much your brain will fill in for you. As an audience member, you'll sit there and you'll see two chairs together. You go, oh, that's a sofa.
Yeah.
We're
hoping
you
so.
can create the picture in your mind of the kitchen or the lounge, wherever it is. It's amazing
Yeah.
just how much. Whereas when you go to watch musical theatre, you go, well, it's got to have an enormous big flashlight.
true,
brightly lit, brightly coloured.
just up at the end of it, people don't go sitting going, what the hell was that?
Yeah. What's happened there?
Well, you got their ticket money by the end of it, so doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, we want them to.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there like completely shell shocked.
Yeah. So this has been directed by Daniel Sebastian Gray.
Yes.
What's he been like to work with?
Really fun.
Absolutely amazing. Like,
I think it's his debut.
Yeah.
I was trying to have a dramatic pause there. So
Sorry. I was like, yes, he's great.
I can edit a pause in.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that, yeah. No, he's been fab.
Yeah.
And just really enthusiastic, really prepared,
Yeah.
detailed. Has immersed himself in it clearly before coming to rehearsal and has been excited about doing it and directing it.
Yeah.
So you can feel the enthusiasm when you come in to do rehearsals. That's a great place for an actor to kind of bounce from.
It's also felt very sort of, we've all been in it together. Like Daniel's come in with ideas, Dan has come in with ideas, but he's not been really regimented or really, he's kind of like, let's just see where it goes. He did some wonderful like check-off exercises with us to sort it all off.
Right.
And I had Ewan crawling on the floor at one point.
So you use the word wonderful. I'm scarred. Absolutely scarred.
I mean, and we were running around this hall, and the exercise was basically that you kind of put a feeling to like a bit of the text, and then you put a gesture to that feeling and you do it over and over and over again. It sort of try to get it in your body.
Yeah.
But there's like obviously some mental bits in the play, so trying to find actions to go with that was quite a challenge.
Yeah, well there's the whole...
And you really have to just not care.
It sounds so bad, but Ewan, get on all fours and crawl around, try and hunt Saoirse. And I was like, what? Excuse me?
I was like, what?
And then the next bit was, right, okay, so Saoirse, push Saoirse to the ground and then lift her up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is what I signed up for, Dan.
I was like, go for it, just do it.
So how's the
Fine.
back? Is all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I should be okay for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of the cast then. So, it's a fairly small cast. So obviously, Saoirse, you're playing Nora, and Ewan, you're playing Torvald. Yep. We have John Walker as Dr. Rank.
Yes.
What's his role in the play?
Oh.
Or is that going to give too much away?
No.
So he's Torvald's best friend.
Loose term.
He spends a lot of time with Nora.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much time spent with his best friend Torvald. No. So we'll let the audience think about that themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look at the... I'm going to do my teachery bit. Props character theory.
Yeah.
He is the helper.
Yeah.
But is he more helping himself, or is he trying to help Nora? So that's
he definitely is a sort of fundamental character within the story.
Yeah.
He kind of brings a lot of light. I think he is the person who shows Nora's naivety because she thinks she can have this person as her friend and thinks that that's okay and that's normal and that doesn't need to kind of go anywhere else. But that's her not understanding the sort of world that she lives in and the signs that she sort of gives out and how that's going to affect. But I mean, he's a great... I mean, John's been in so many great plays, but I think what we were talking about in rehearsal was, and John has said this himself, that this is the first time he's maybe not the first time, but he doesn't get to play the character that isn't sort of the like strong, feisty character, because like Dr. Rank isn't that. He's very soft, and he's ill in the play. He's not very well.
Yes.
So
tuberculosis of the spine.
Of the spine. So I think that's been a lovely challenge for John, and you can really see it in rehearsals.
And that's something that I think John's done great with. He's picked
brilliant.
that up with that mannerism, the body movement. It's helped, and he does have a prop for that. He's got a walking stick, but it adds a lot more dimension to the character. And I've really enjoyed watching John go through that process of becoming Dr. Rank. and
Yeah.
we've not got him for 2 or 3 weeks. So
I know.
we're like,
We'll see how it goes.
we come back in, and hopefully he's going to walk in and go, "Oh, wow, you're actually acting well now."
Yeah, no, that's not you're great.
I'm saying that about myself.
Yeah.
But no, it's lovely to see that development go from crawling about to
Yeah.
now.
Because I've done 2 plays with John this year.
Yeah.
And one where he we were in Les Mis and he played Javert, which is obviously a very strong character, very opinionated. And then he played the King of the Fairies, Oberon, in Midsummer. So it's really interesting to get to work with him in a way that he's portraying something very, very different from also kind of his personality as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's been fab, so great.
Yeah, I think he would admit himself that that is different, kind of far removed from him. So there's that. He's looking to grasp the character, and I'm sure that he'll be reflecting on that whilst he's away. But I think I would say that's kind of for all of us.
Oh yeah.
I struggled for the first few weeks to try and get it, and I think in some respects I'm still trying to get it. But
yeah, because they're so dimensional, the characters. I think that what I've said about Nora is she's not likable.
No.
Like she's not immediately likable as like a fundamental character in a play, but she's so dimensional, and I think that's why it's so interesting the way Henrik Ibsen was able to write women for a person of his time. The fact that he's able to write women and men as more than one-dimensional and not just what they appear to be, but have so much insight into how they feel and things like that. I think that's why when I first read it, I was just like, I need to play her at some point in my life.
I'm just realising now how busy a year you must have had, because you've just told me about 2 plays that you've been in, but I'm sure there's been at least 2 or 3 others that you've been in this year as well.
Yeah.
Because what you were just saying there about Nora reminded me very much of Alwyn's character in Their Blood.
Sure, yeah.
Alwyn himself. He was a character that at times was difficult to like.
Really difficult to like. I mean, Ari did a fantastic job at writing that play. Yeah, I've done a few plays this year. I didn't act for a very long time, and then I came back to acting last year. And
I think you're making up for lost time this year.
Yeah, I definitely have. My partner's ready to leave me at this point. It's like, Saoirse, Jesus Christ, you're not going to be in rehearsals at some point. But it's
Maybe
been fab.
Christmas
It's been fab. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the cast. We have Christine Lind, which is played by Georgie King. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a new name to me. I'm not sure if I've seen Georgie before.
You won't have seen her, but she's definitely been in plays that you will have watched, because she's usually the person behind doing all the lighting and sounding cues. She does it a lot for Parker and Snell.
Yes.
But she's fab. She plays my best friend, and I think me and her have formed a real kinship and friendship through this. We're having so much fun together.
Yeah, when Georgie first came to rehearsals, it was to do headshots.
Yeah.
And so we had lighting up, and we had the cameras and tripods and everything. And so we finished that, and then she put on a corset and started playing her character, and I went, oh.
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah.
I'm very new to the theatre scene again over here, so I don't know everyone's name and face just quite yet. So it's been really pleasant. I do know a few people in this one because I had done Macbeth in the summer. So it was nice to walk into a room.
That was Saoirse's 24th.
Yes, exactly. That
was actually the first one I did in 6 years. No, it wasn't. It was my 3rd, but that's fine. I thought it anyway.
Yeah, well, no pressure, because when we did the auditions, usually you'd go in front of 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
It was just everyone.
Everyone who was auditioning was in the room, which I'm sure you used to do for musical theatre, I guess.
Well, it differs with musical theatre, because sometimes I've done stuff with like Manx Operatic Side back in the day when I first joined there. And literally, like, you'd all come down to the hall on a Sunday. You'd be in for your vocal warm up at about 10 o'clock. Then you'd all go into the social room and you get called in one at a time, and you could be sat there all day.
Oh yeah, terrifying.
The worst one I had was Hot Mikado, and I was vocal warm up at 10 o'clock.
And then you don't go into.
And I sang at 5.
Oh
no way.
That was a long day.
Yeah.
And literally at 5:20, everyone was called in for them to announce the cast. And like, it's a really hard decision. Wasn't that? I'd only been out 10 minutes.
Oh no.
But maybe I was just the final peg putting in. Yeah. Once I was in that role, they went, right, okay, ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, nowadays it tends to be you get like a 20-minute slot at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You come in, you do bit, and you go again, and then you get a phone call later on.
I mean, it was definitely intimidating, but it was also kind of fun at the same time, because you got to see what other people were doing. And I guess because the play is so, like, it's hard to kind of get your head round at the start of it, because you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was very much me. I was like, I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
What is this word?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
because it's set in Norway, isn't it?
Yeah, the original
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, honestly, this one is kind of set in, it can be anytime, anywhere, any room, any country. It's not, we don't really have any references to
Yeah,
It's very
time, place,
nondescript, yeah.
or
But
things.
the way that it's written, I don't know whether it's Amy Herzog's
Yeah.
version of it, but I can't help but feel that it lends itself to Americanisms. a
Oh,
lot.
well, yeah. She's American, isn't she?
Well,
So-
it was written for, or rewritten for Jessica Chastain, wasn't
yeah.
it? For a Broadway.
Broadway.
production.
And it
Yeah.
won so many awards as well.
Yeah.
And they did it similar.
Don't know
It's
if I'll
very
be as good as
minimalist.
her, but...
But
I'm sure you'd be fabulous.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to outdo her, aren't I?
Yeah.
No.
But no,
Could be
it's
different.
it lends itself. I think what's nice about it, you can go on YouTube and you can watch different productions, but every production is different. So the cast bring what they can to the characters. But with this new version, I think it changes that tact massively.
Massively.
So
yeah, you're so right.
I think anyone who's maybe seen it before and who's thinking about coming to maybe see it now, it's very different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very different.
So certainly from how I see we're doing it to then watching productions, it's coming across a bit more natural. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the way
No.
to say it.
Well, yeah. I think that the original is obviously set in a time period
Yes.
where
Yes,
there's
yeah.
very set rules on how you speak and what you dress like and how you move, especially for women and men of that time. So because it's set kind of in limbo and more modernized, it gives you way more freedom.
Yeah.
To just kind of do what you want because it's not set in 1879.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Great.
yeah.
Krogstad, Daniel Carroll Corley. So this is an employee at Torvald's Bank.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Oh, Croggy.
yeah, Croggy.
Yeah, Krogstad characters. Daniel's playing him amazingly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was so pleased to see Daniel was cast in this. There's loads of people who were up for it, and all of them were amazing. But I had worked really closely with Daniel in Macbeth. So when
Banquo, wasn't he?
no, that was Dan. That was
Oh, yeah, Dan
from
with Banquo.
Yes.
Dan,
Yeah.
isn't it? Director
yes.
Dan.
Yeah,
Yes.
director Dan.
Dan.
Oh,
Dan-
yeah. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Daniel played.
Macduff.
Macduff, yeah.
Yes.
And he did a magnificent job. And we had the scene where I kind of doubled up as playing Lennox and Ross. And I did the Ross scene where I inform him that his wife and his kids had been murdered.
Yeah.
And it was the one chance that we were able to connect, and I felt like really get a connection. And there's a whole like the upset, and
Yeah.
so we really enjoyed that. But we only felt we had kind of were getting into it, and then it finished.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
So to have the chance to work with him on this, but I don't have any scenes with him.
I was just about to say you don't really work with him in this.
No,
But like
no.
he's such a Krogstad is kind of the underlying fundamental character within this. Well, yeah, kind of, pretty much. If he wasn't there wouldn't be much for play.
He's the fire that's burning.
Yeah.
Under, isn't he? So
He's doing really well, Dan. I love Dan. I've worked with Dan loads. And yeah, he's fab.
And lots this year as well.
Yeah, lots
Yeah,
this
lots,
year.
yeah.
But he I think the thing about him is that Krogstad could very, very easily be seen as like the villain archetype in this play. And I think Dan's, with the help of Dan, the director, they're moulding him to be not that.
Yeah.
Just shown that he's sort of a guy that's in a very desperate situation, and he's
Just a flawed character.
Just a flawed
Yeah.
character. Well, they're all flawed.
But it's
he's just human.
But that's what's lovely about this play. It's not like good versus evil. It's not.
No.
It's not that black and white. There's a lot of grey. There's a lot of nuance
Yeah.
for every single character, and for an audience to watch it and go, do you know? I understand why Krogstad's doing that. I
Yeah.
understand. You know, it might be causing a really difficult situation for Nora and with Torvald, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like you said before, it's a very naturalistic play. No one's truly evil. No one's truly good. Everyone's got a bit
exactly.
of good and evil in them.
Yeah.
They always say, everyone's the villain in someone else's story.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's literally what it is. Like, everyone in this cast, if you were speaking to their character, they would have a different villain within the story.
Yes.
And I genuinely think the only nice character is Anne-Marie. She's and the kids, obviously, they're lovely.
And Anne-Marie's played by Rachel Martin.
Yes,
Right.
she is. Yeah.
Long-time service player, Rachel.
Yes, she's fabulous.
So what's Anne-Marie then? Where does Anne-Marie fit in the story?
So she's kind of she's the nanny of the two kids.
Right.
So she's been fundamental in Nora's upbringing because she doesn't have a mum, and she was Nora's mum when she was younger. Nora's nanny when she was younger, sorry. And the way we're kind of setting it is that society's almost kind of creeping into the play. So you want to feel that like the actors are very much being watched. And it feels like Anne-Marie is the only person who has sort of sight over everything that's happening in the household, which kind of would be conducive for what would happen in a house in that time, back in 1879. And so, yeah, she's a great character, and she's so warm, and Rachel plays her beautifully. Yeah. And she's just... You almost feel like she's kind of the only character that Nora can really trust.
Yeah,
fully.
I think that character gives normality to the chaos that's
going
happening. On. There's a lot of unraveling of people's lives, and the character of Anne-Marie is trying to keep the house with what it is.
Yeah, she's kind of steadfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does a great job of doing it. It's kind of gives it grounding.
It's funny, the Rachel won't mind me saying this, but the games I was telling you about before that we were playing, she was like, oh God, I don't want to do this. We were making her do all these things. She was like, do I have to do this? Please don't make me do this. No. But she really got into it in the end. I think she enjoyed herself.
She really caused a revolt. I was going to join her. I was like, no, not today.
No, I would get here now.
Many years ago, I was off doing the run, trying to get myself off to drama school and doing all the auditions every place. And I went to the Oxford School of Drama, and we had this movement class. Oh, yes. And then there was like, you need to be all these different ages, right? Neil, you need to be a flamingo.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
How on earth I was trying to bend over using my arm as the neck.
Remember. Yeah. I was asked to be a washing machine in a tree. It was my first day.
Oh wow!
Like, what?
I think they just do that to you on your first day, though, to see if you're willing to like go head first into something. I think that's all it is.
My first day, when we've been taught acting and performance.
Yeah.
We ended the first day with, right, repeat after me. I am a failure, but do it in RP. And brilliant. I was like, what? I was like,
dreadful. Well, they make you do it at drama school. It's awful.
Oh no!
I got swirled by a teacher. Yeah. It's awful. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So moving on then. Yeah. So the children in the play are played by Tilly Martin, who is Rachel's own daughter.
Yeah.
And Morgan Smith, who is the son of Toby Smith.
Yes.
Also a long-time member of the service players. So how much of the story are the kids involved in?
So we're actually not having the kids in the actual play.
Oh.
They are recorded voiceovers.
Much easier.
Much easier. And yeah, they are. I mean, they're very fundamental to the play because they are
they create the stakes, don't they?
They do
because there's decisions that are made which will make the audience gasp, and without having the kids as part of
it wouldn't be the same.
As part of that, I don't know, the world. It wouldn't have such an impact. But I think that's the other great thing about the way that Dan's decided to capture that and to have the kids as recorded. But it's still quite clever how we
bring them
into the story. Yeah. But it'll add to what we're already doing, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they were fab recording. It was so fun recording with them.
Brilliant. Now, we've already established that you've had quite a busy year.
Yeah.
Well, how did you actually get started?
So I think so. I'm very dyslexic.
Right.
I think that a lot of actors are somewhere on the neurodivergent spectrum. So I was really dyslexic and I struggled in school. And my year 6 teacher told my mum, you have to put her into some form of acting. Because I think I was always quite a flamboyant kid and always wanting to talk and do stuff and very imaginative and stuff. And I remember my first role, this is my claim to fame, my first role was I was in year 5 and I got cast, you know in year 6 how you have like a final play? I got cast as Cinderella in the year 6 play and there was absolute uproar about
you were in year 5?
Because I was in year 5. I know, that's how good I was. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into
controversy.
I know. No. And then so then I just really loved it. I went to Carrie's Broadway when I was younger. It was the thing that I just had to do. And then I went off to Guildford and I went to drama school there.
Lovely.
And then I gave it up for ages because COVID happened and now I'm getting back into it and I'm loving it. So.
And making up for lost time this year, would it be?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I need a break.
Yeah. How many actually is it that you've done this year?
So I did Fontaine and Les Mis, and then I did The Witch and Macbeth, which was fabulous.
Oh,
I
they were
loved playing her. I've done Talking Heads, In Their Blood, this, and Midsummer Night's Dream.
So 6.
6? Yeah.
Gosh, that's a busy year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was quite busy. I haven't put it into that like that yet. But
How about you, Ewan? How did you get started?
So I'm older than she, so I'm going to go back a bit further.
never.
So I think I was always interested in it. I was a massive fan of films when I was younger. Like, ridiculous, like VHS, if we were going with that back. And I think I had like a wall of VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So I think, but drama was not a thing back home where I'm from. I'm from the Mull of Kintyre in Scotland. So we never had drama in school. I think, I played Joseph in my school nativity. That was as much as I got. But I remember my sister came to visit. My siblings are much older than me. My sister was studying nursing up in Stornoway, and she would used to come down every couple of months to visit. And nobody in my house. I lived with my mother, and just my mother and I lived in the house. And my sister would come with her car, and we'd go for little day trips. And we were going to go for a day trip to Oban, which is about an hour's north of where I'm from. And just chatting to me, getting to know what a little brother was up to. And she said, "Oh, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah." And I think in that conversation, I just said to her, "I really want to do acting. I really want to see it go on stage." And I was just this passion. And she did a massive U-turn on that road that day. And she went, "My friend is in the local amateur dramatics club.
Wow.
I'm going to take you there right now."
Oh, wow.
And I was
she
just like,
didn't.
no. I was like, and she was like, "We're going." And she did. She took me to the village hall.
Yeah.
And then I did, I think, 3 or 4 years in a row.
Wow.
Where I did all the Amdrams. So I did
Fantastic.
like Calamity Jane, Fiddler
you
on
need
the
a
Roof.
sister like that. That's fabulous.
And I just fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it.
Wow.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, once that bug bites, it's hard.
Oh, I know. It's really difficult.
And then I auditioned for drama college in Glasgow. And just kind of didn't look back. But I did that until I was about 19, and I ended up falling into film.
Yeah.
Actually working on film and TV.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I ended up doing. I went behind the camera.
Yeah.
And now I'm a lecturer at UCM, and I teach creative media.
Oh, wow.
But Macbeth in the Summer was the first thing that I've done for 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was
So,
shorter than that.
No, and then
You outdid me.
and then coming back into this
I know
absolute
this-
challenge, you know.
Wow, yeah, this is really
I didn't read it.
going into the deep
I hadn't
end.
prepared myself, and then obviously I got a highlighter out to highlight my.
Yeah, I mean,
Torvald's
Macbeth,
lines
and
went,
then
"Oh,
this is
no."
definitely going into the deep
Well,
end.
I'll say that it was Tony, our director in Macbeth.
Yeah, he was
Yes,
great.
Tony's amazing.
Yeah, he's fab.
Tony asked me to audition for Macbeth, and I was like, maybe I'll think about it. But I broke my hand just before Christmas, so I ended up not going to rehearsals. Auditions, and he phoned me up and he went, "Oh, I guess you don't want to do it then, Ewan." And I went, "Oh, no, mate, I broke my hand." And he went, "You've been saying to me for the last 3 or 4 years that you want to get back into this. It's the Scottish play.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Scottish.
You were the only
It
Scottish
would be-"
person in it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know until I went to the read through that I was the token Scottish.
Luckily, I didn't have to do a Scottish accent.
The vocal coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you think it
Dialogue
came
coach.
to me, but I remember a laugh about 3 or 4 weeks into rehearsals. Tony went, "Ewan, your accent's brilliant. We just have no idea what you're saying. Scottish or Scottish." Just because everybody's been Scottish, I was just like, "Oh, how are you doing it?"
Yeah.
So they were just like,
Probably
Billy
going
Connolly in the
into it.
background.
Yeah.
Just go back a bit. And I was like, "Okay." It's so nice to be surrounded by my kinsfolk.
Getting lost in the moment.
That was it. Yeah.
See, I'm the other way around. So, I've been so involved over the last, I think, 30 years. I think there's only been 3 years where I've not done something. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Plague
And that
ya.
was like the year I got married, the year
Yeah.
my daughter was born, and then like 2021 because I had COVID and I was just really ill with it. But
I mean, that's fair enough.
yeah,
that's
but there's been
fabulous.
at least one production every year since '94.
Wow.
Wow.
That's such a long
I think it's easy to do because it sounds cheesy, but you do have that really close bond when you're on the island, and the island is
It's so great for
filled
it.
with talent. Like it's
Yeah.
like you forget, you don't forget, but when you're not going to rehearsals and you're not part of that kind of world family of it, you forget. And I've came back in. I really enjoyed Macbeth. I was incredibly nervous. I really didn't enjoy the first night because in my own head. Really enjoyed the second night and was getting the swing of it in the third night. And I think it was just a case of because I hadn't done it for so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to be able to do,
I know. Even
this,
things like what we were
great.
saying about Ori's play, like the fact that the Isle of Man can sort of foster that sort of space for someone to be like, I've written a play and I would like to do it. And then there are people that are like, yes, let's do it. And people to come and watch and
that's
support
amazing.
it. Like that doesn't happen everywhere.
no.
Yeah, I have a play I started writing 20 years ago, and it's
needs to come
it's on
out.
revision 105
Yeah.
at the moment. But
I've got one of them.
Just need to get out there.
Charlie's
saying?
Charlie set down the gauntlet now that because I was 47 last week, he said, right, you've got to stage this before you're 50. And I'm
Yes.
like, okay.
You do.
So I'm really going to do something about it
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah.
Well, by
yourself a deadline.
podcast 100, we better be talking.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we'll talk about your play.
Better be. Yeah, I have to interview myself. Someone else have to interview for that. Anyway, right. Okay. So we're nearly done now because I think pretty much all the cast is here now to get out the rehearsal. So we better move on. So way back in 2020, after the first lockdown, we launched our musical theatre playlist. Now this is our ultimate musical theatre playlist, and all the songs in there are songs that either we've performed, they're from shows that we've been in, or songs that mean just something special to us. So when we first started up, Neil Callin and myself, we both put 10 songs in each just to get it going because a playlist with 2 songs is really short and pointless. And then every person that's come on the podcast since then has added a song of their own choice. And we've got things like Tony Eccles, When I Grow Up, from Matilda.
Fabulous song.
Chrissy Sutcliffe chose I Am What I Am from Le Cage aux Folles. We've had Rachel Martin chose Defying Gravity from Wicked. Toby Smith chose Working on the Land from Martin Guerre.
Very Toby.
Popular show. So, Saoirse, what song would you like to add and why?
So I'm going to add, it's from a musical called Girl from the North Country. It's the Bob Dylan musical.
Yep.
It's one of the first shows I ever saw on the West End when I moved to London. So it has a very special place. And I also love Bob Dylan. And it's the Hurricane / All Along the Watchtower. I just think it's absolutely fabulous and everyone should listen to it.
Smashing.
Yeah.
Ewan, what about you?
This is a real dilemma for me. I've got 2. And I've got one from my childhood and another one when I went to the theatre in London for my first big show that I went to see, which was The Lion King. So I'm
Yes.
struggling.
Fabulous.
So give me one now, and then next time you come back on, you can have the other one.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Go childhood.
Go childhood, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll work linear.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, my father was a massive fan of musicals, which is hilarious because he hated coming to see me and stuff. But his favourite film star was Doris Day.
Oh, yes.
And one of my favourite films that we would often watched was Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Right?
Been in that is so much fun.
Absolutely love it.
Fabulous musical.
So I have to say, Bless Your Beautiful Hide.
Love
Song
it.
that
Love
just
it.
sticks in my brain, and I
Yeah.
sing it, I hum it. My kids go, "Daddy, what's that?"
What is that
I'm like,
one?
"It's Howard Keel, son." So yeah, Adam, the character of Adam in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, singing "Bless Your Beautiful Hide" is something that sticks with me all the time.
Fantastic. Right. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Doll's
Thank you.
House, which runs at the Ballakermeen Studio Theatre from the Thursday 20th to Saturday the 22nd November, with performances nightly at 7:30 p.m. If you've not done so already, you can get your tickets from ticketsource.co.uk/service players. Saoirse, Ewan, thanks for joining me on the podcast, and we wish you and everyone at the Service Players all the very best for A Doll's House.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Manx Theatre Podcast with Neil Callin.
Right, let's have a quick look forward at what's still left to come this year. This week, the Christine Wilde Theatre School and Rachel Wilde Performers Studio bring the beloved musical Chitty Chitty Bang Bang to life at the Gaiety Theatre until Saturday the 22nd of November. The cast includes Callum Taylor as Cracticus Potts, Michael Bonner as Grandpa Potts, Nick Kane as the Toy Maker, Peter Shimon as Baron Bombi, and Tony Hawkes coming out of retirement to play the Child Catcher. The rest of the roles are all covered by students from the 2 schools. Then, as we've already discussed, it's the Service Players with Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House, directed by Daniel Sebastian Gray, at the Ballakermeen Studio Theatre from this Thursday the 20th to Saturday the 22nd of November. Also on this week, on the 20th to the 22nd, the Russian Players are presenting George Bernard Shaw's Heartbreak House at the Aeronaut Centre. Tickets are available from ticketsource.co.uk/Aeronaut Centre. So why not make a weekend of it and see one play one night and the other on the next? In fact, why not push the boat out and see all 3 shows? Following that, the Parker and Snell Company proudly presents Alfred Hitchcock's classic spy thriller, The 39 Steps, from the 27th to the 29th of November at the Gaiety Theatre. On the 4th and 5th of December, Manannan's Winterfest returns to the Gaiety Theatre in a unique concert celebrating Manx Christmas traditions through a collaboration of the island's finest exponents of classical, folk, brass and choral music, with a sprinkle of local humour and drama added to the mix. Well, if it's December, then it must be Panto time. Over in Peel at the Centenary Centre, the Pantaloons are bringing their Panto of Robin Hood from Saturday the 5th to Saturday the 13th of December. Tickets are £10 each and available from etickets.im/cc or from the Celtic Gold in Michael Street. Then, in Port St Mary at the Town Hall, Hello Little People are back with their alternate pantomime with a Manx spin, and this year's story is Treasure Island, and it runs from Saturday the 20th through to Saturday the 27th of December. There are 2 shows each day, each lasting 1 hour with a 15-minute interval. Tickets are available from a link on their Facebook page, which I'll share. Then, rounding off the year, Stage Ed are back with their 3rd Gaiety Theatre pantomime, Cinderella, which runs at the Gaiety from the 19th to the 31st of December. Well, with that, we bring episode 74 to a close. Thanks once again to Saoirse and Ewan for joining me on the podcast, and we wish them and everyone involved with the Service Players production of Henrik Ibsen's The Doll's House all the very best for their run. Don't forget, if you've not yet bought your tickets, you can get them from ticketsource.co.uk/Service Players. Don't forget to check out the Spotify playlist by searching for Manx Theatre Podcast. There are 125 tracks on there now and over 8 hours of show tunes to satisfy your musical theatre needs. If you have any events you'd like me to talk about or promote in a future episode, you can contact me through the podcast's social media accounts or by email to manxtheatrepodcast@gmail.com. All that remains is to say thanks for listening, and I hope you join me again next time. I've been Neil Callin, and you've been listening to the Manx Theatre Podcast. Goodbye.
The Manx Theatre Podcast, taking a look behind the scenes of Manx Theatre.
And happier than actors alive for me.